This time on Scott's Adventures, we're going to go out to the location where Orange County International Raceway used to be located. Orange County International Raceway. Orange County International Raceway was a combined quarter-mile U.S. drag strip, a 2-mile road course, and a motocross track. It was located in Irvine, California, adjacent to the Interstate 5 freeway, under a lease agreement with the Irvine Company. OCIR, as it was known in racing circles, was in operation from August 5, 1967, until it closed on October 30, 1983. The track was so named because its founders envisioned hosting sports car, motorcycle, midget, and stock car races, in addition to National Hot Rod Association, or NHRA, sanctioned drag racing events. OCIR was created by Bill White, a member of the Irvine family, Larry Vaughn, whose father had been foreman of the Irvine Ranch, and Mike Jones, the ambitious, innovative local boy who subleased the drag strip portion of OCIR operations. Vaughn, who also directed the Academy of Defensive Driving, a driving school used mainly by police departments, on the premises handled the facility's leasing for the Irvine Company. The well-known Bob Bondurant School of High Performance Driving was founded at this track in 1968. When I used to come out here in the 70s to race motocross, there was nothing out here. It was just fields. There was nothing, or there might be strawberry fields or a few things, and we'd go over this lonely overpass, and there would be the racetrack. They had a drag strip, a road course, and a motocross track. Just across the street is a big Costco, and then you have Irvine Spectrum, which is this huge shopping center, and then on the other side of the road is the Great Park that used to be El Toro Marine Base, and there's all kinds of cool stuff there. So they really developed this area quite a bit, and it's changed immensely. Known as the Super Track, OCIR was designed to be the most modern of drag strip facilities in the late 1960s, offering spectator comforts and conveniences never before available at a drag race facility in Southern California. The track construction included the extensive use of landscaping, permanent restrooms and concession stands, reserved seats with backs, drinking fountains installed throughout, the sport's first electronic scoreboard, and a 40-foot-high, 4-story glass-enclosed control tower and administrative building. The historic photos that I've included in this video are just about the only ones that I could find of the motocross track. There were quite a few of the drag strip and funny cars and dragsters and things like that. But as far as the motocross, I think the motocross track was much of an afterthought, and there was hardly any pictures from any of the internet of the motocross scene there in OCIR. I don't know whether that was because the motocross was on Thursday night, and some parts of the track were well lit and some were not, and so it seems like it would be hard to get good pictures if you're taking pictures at night. Maybe the flash isn't quite as good, camera equipment back in the day. So I think maybe it was just hard to get photos of that, and it wasn't really that major of a scene anyway. So maybe that's why they didn't have many photos of the motocross track. I know I certainly didn't have any. I don't have a single photo of myself racing at OCIR. Okay, so here's one of the gates. This is the north end of OCIR. So probably where like the end of the drag strip was. The road course came all the way out here, and maybe even the motocross track. So this may have been one of the north entrances, or there may be another entrance up there. We'll check that out in a few minutes. But just paralleling, that's the 5 freeway, and then it goes all the way through this complex here, which we'll go in a few minutes. There's a gate here, which probably here. So that old picture was probably like right here, I would think. They said it was off Sand Canyon, but we'll go look at that and see. Because none of this freeway was here. The road course actually went right through this before. left here, this may have been one of the entrances here. Up here. According to the historical photos, this was the start of the drag strip right here. This was where the start tower was, and the drag strip went that way, north of here. So they wanted you to go forward and drive around. Obviously, there's nothing here. So the fact that I don't really have a lot of photos of the old motocross track, I guess we'll have to just rely on a story. And there's one story that I have that really sticks out in my mind. The one story that if anybody asked me about OCIR, I said, oh, I got a story. And so I was racing there one Thursday night, and I think I was in junior high. So I was kind of just a little kid at that point. I think I was maybe I was in 7th grade or something. And I had to go to school the next day. And so my dad took me down there, raced in my class. And there were so many people in my class, the 125, probably the beginner or intermediate class. There's so many people that they had to run 3 groups of us because the track wasn't big enough. And I finished first in my group. And so what they had to do is they had to wait till the whole racing was done at the very end of the night. So this was probably 10 o'clock at night. And they were going to have a race off between the first place of the 3 groups. So there was just 3 of us that were going to do, I don't know, several laps or something like that. And so the starting gate goes, I go off, and of course I'm in 3rd from right away. I don't know, it was just 2 or 3 turns, and I just went right over the bars and knocked myself unconscious. Next thing I knew, I was sitting in the back of the ambulance, and the paramedic there was asking me a bunch of questions, and I was kind of coming out of it at that point. But I was completely just knocked for a loop, and I think I said something like, so I didn't win, I guess, huh? And he was like, no, you didn't win. And I was off to go off down the freeway all by myself with my tail between my legs. But hey, I got a story out of it. Well, that's the area that it used to be. That's the great park with the big orange ball. And there's nothing left here to see. It'd be a paradise, put up a fucking line.